The new Dwayne Johnson film, The Smashing Machine, we heard a while ago that Dwayne Johnson was actually in the top 2 front runners for potential Oscar wins for Best Lead Actor, which I feel like we live in an alternate universe. Like just saying that, but everybody says he's been spectacular in it. Well, the reviews for Smashing Machine have now been hitting online, and they're very good, but I don't know if they're like Best Picture kind of good. As of right now, Rotten Tomatoes lists The Smashing Machine at a 78%. Again, very respectable, very good. But not quite like Oscar frontrunner kind of stuff. But the praise for Dwayne Johnson does seem to be there. This is what some of the critics have to say. I'm going to go over to Top Critics and get their stuff here. So we start off with RogerEbert.com saying they liked it. It is very clearly an attempt by a filmmaker to make a sports movie that doesn't lean into the more expected cliches of sports movies. The Daily Beast didn't like it. They said, with nothing lurking beneath his character's brawny exterior, and even less to his up and down tale, Johnson proves merely an adequate contender in his bid for dramatic credibility. Ooh, that's kind of harsh.
So no Academy vote from Nick.
Yes. The New York Post liked it. They wrote, the very believable winding back of the clock to when MMA wasn't nearly as huge as it is now allows Johnson, one of the world's most famous men, to disappear enough that we mostly forget it's The Rock up there. By the way, that's high praise to me. Like to watch a movie with The Rock and like have The Rock disappear and just see the character. If he can do that, that's pretty impressive. The guys over at Sight and Sound liked it. They said Johnson makes it a fascinating essay on physique and fame, in which a guy who almost sacrificed one and nearly not, but not quite in the pursuit of the other, is played with consummate skill by a man who is the epitome of both.
I love that.
That's well worded. That's very well worded, actually. I like that too. The Wrap liked it. They said, it's not one of those triumphant sports movies we're all tired of, but it's not wrong to say that there is some triumph here. Time Magazine liked it. They said the persistent drive of the now what that makes this movie work. The Little White Lies wrote, it's a film that feels gloriously alive, earnest in its depiction of masculinity that is fragile rather than toxic, while still grappling with the question of why anybody would choose to make a living in such a barbaric way. And I like this quote from the BBC. They wrote, Johnson is probably the only actor alive who could play Kerr convincingly. His colossal sculpted bulk fills the screen, and his towering appearance raises the question of why Marvel uses CGI for the Hulk in an Avengers film. Anyway, and it goes on like that. So you could see that even the critics, again, right now, it's got a 78%, and that's good. And the critics that seem to like it, none of them are jumping up and down about it saying this is movie of the year, but they're saying, hey, this is really interesting. This is really good. Some, not so much. Which makes me think, Rob, if the movie itself is just good, which is all I really ask from a movie, be good.
Sure.
Be a movie that I enjoy going to watch. But everybody still seems to be raving, except for that one guy, about Rock's performance. I don't know. We'll see. So, Rob, you're hearing the reactions coming out, the reviews now coming out for Smashing Machine, this movie which if it wasn't for his physique, Dwayne Johnson would almost be unrecognizable. What's standing out to you, and where's your anticipation level like for this movie?
Well, what I really like to see is when a performer sort of sublimates himself into the part. And I would think, like, we've always seen The Rock as basically variations on The Rock, no matter whether he's in Jungle Cruise or San Andreas or The Rundown or whatever. But I really like the fact that Dwayne Johnson made it a conscious decision to be in a biopic and really, whatever Rockisms there are, I mean, I know he's playing somebody who's very similar to him, but he really is taking on the persona of somebody else. And it's really the first time where you're not just watching The Rock, you're watching an actor portraying a character that actually existed. And I think that for him is a great move. I think it's really interesting, and I really love the idea of seeing someone like The Rock take that on. And look, I didn't expect this movie to be, I don't know, Rocky. But I think it's really great to see him stretch as a performer and to do something new and unique. and where he really decided to make it about the subject matter that he was portraying rather than be about, here's The Rock again. And I give him all the credit in the world for that. And I think that you've got one of the Safdie brothers made this movie.
Yeah.
I think you have a world-class filmmaker. I really like the comment where it said it's a sports movie that's trying not to be your typical sports movie. So for me, that's two strikes in favor of wanting to see this film. And it makes me really interested in delving into it. So I'm excited to see this movie.
And by the way, we're kind of overlooking here Emily Blunt.
Right.
Being in this too, who he worked with before on Jungle Cruise.
Look at how giant he is in this picture. He's huge.
He's so big. He looks very different now. He lost a lot of weight to be in another Safdie movie. We'll talk about that another time. But I mean, he worked with her in Jungle Cruise. Again, I didn't think that movie was very good, but the two of them had fantastic chemistry together.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed watching them together. So this is not going to be that fun romp down the Nile. But I am still very excited to see what kind of chemistry the two of them have together in more of a drama.
Guys, we want to thank the sponsor of today's episode, PrizePicks. Look, you and I make decisions every day, but on PrizePicks, being right actually means you win. And with football back, there is no better time to get in on the action. You guys know I've been using PrizePicks for a while now, and it's honestly the most fun I've had engaging with the new football season already. For example, this weekend, I had Josh Allen throwing for more than 270 passing yards, and Baker Mayfield having more than 2.5 passing touchdowns, and boom, I won on both. Building your lineups on PrizePicks is fast, simple, and honestly extremely fun. All you have to do is pick more or less on 2 to 6 player projections, and if you're right, you win. What's even better is that PrizePicks invented the flex play, which means you can still win even if one of your picks doesn't hit. Plus, they've even got this thing called injury reboots, so if a player goes down in the first half, it won't count against you. And PrizePicks operates in more than 40 states, including California, Texas, and Georgia. So download the app today and use code CAMPEA to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CAMPEA to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. PrizePicks. It's good to be right.
All right, guys. Question is for you. What do you think about this? I know a lot of us are excited to see this movie, see Dwayne Johnson do more of a dramatic kind of role. We're hearing good things about it. What do you think about the review so far? Are you excited for it? Are you not? Whatever you guys think, jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts.
Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.